pardon me, going live, going on YouTube live while I'm taking a shit and I'm getting a phone call. I'm out of the phone. Hold on. Hi. Hi. But let me explain something to you, man. The government gotta be careful with individuals. I see people try to put me in maneuvers where you ever had somebody slowing somebody down because they're watching the system step by step, because these are people from Sodom and Gomorrah that wanted to know how to build the tower to the heavens because they didn't want an individual at it. Some of these people wanted me to be the man in the iron mask. You remember the story in the movie, and even the story, the man in the iron mask. It's just like the movie, the story of the three musketeers or the four musketeers, or they will tell you the five musketeers. You know, there was movies called those names of the movies. I don't know if the system even remembered or certain situations, but the system already knows. But those individuals at a time wanted me to literally, they wanted to do identity theft because, when it came to the social economic empresses, I guess certain people already see that they were going to do fucked up things and then certain people was going to be around. So they prepared a certain time to already strike an individual and then they wonder why ahead of time, why certain things happen to them a certain type of way. And this is one of the reasons why. Now, a person says, what you're speaking about, says, you see something a certain type of way in a paradigm. Doesn't mean that there wasn't another type of way at another time. Another person says, but what about the reality? That's the paradigm. The truth remains the same, but adjusts with time. But the thing about the truth, for you to learn your lesson to be another time, it adjusts a certain type of way. I'm the real Ra. It's a difference for me. I'm always there. And when you're saying it, just I'm always there a certain type of way where I'm still there. But another person doesn't want me to realize a certain type of situation with myself. So every other individual, they're not on my level and it's different for them. And on top of it, I'm the man that really made it. Listen, man, I don't gotta tell you certain things. You'll find out uh, on your own that you shouldn't even know. And then when you find out another thing on your own, you ain't gonna even be able to even ask or have a request to act like you didn't know because what's gonna happen is already, oh yeah, But let me just tell you how real this is, man. You know, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I just don't give a fuck about some of you out there. So when you in the runner, and you automatically on the run and stuff, because I see certain empresses, you know how certain people want, they call in certain empresses because they want a man to remember certain things, and they have a man, they want a man, the runner sequence. You ain't doing that with me. The system ain't playing the runner sequence because I'm over here right now. But I'm just gonna be real, the runner sequence where the system plays, I'm supposed to already just be handling y'all niggas a certain way. But I'm not doing it because why? I'm in recovery. So that means somebody else is doing something stupid and because another person's not paying attention. And when I say the runner sequence, I mean the movie. You remember the movie The Runner with Arnold Schwarzenegger? When he used to have to put on a futuristic suit that you'd be looking on individuals at a time. I made the movie, my nigga. You remember at a time people had to put that futuristic suit on and they had to go on a run and another individual just go running hunting them down. I'm the original dad of all hunters. Another person was like, y'all want the list of the hunters. No, no, I'm sorry. You go after that list, you kiss your ass goodbye. It's like now you trying to go now you trying to know international security a certain type of way. I ain't comfortable with that. Too bad. And if international security feel like they comfortable in a certain type of way, don't worry. At a time when I'm done explaining and there's no excuse, I'm taking a shit right now. How's it looking? I'm literally taking a shit right now. Yo, my nigga, if I shit, my shit must be worth more than gold, right? Hmm. I'm taking a shit right now. Some some of you people of white anatomy can't even take the type of shit. Man, you can't even take the type of shit I'm shitting right now. And then on top of it, my shit is way more valuable in your life. For your life than anybody else. Another person take a shit, they shit could kill them. My shit, I'm Emperor, I'm Magi Cheese. My shit, different. Even the cow stalk. Yo, listen, you'll have a cow growl at you. How about that? Ain't that funny? You have a fucking cow or growl at you just for my shit. Yeah, get to know everything about me. So when I decide you should have a certain type of visitor, I can just plumb depending on I want to plop it down on you, right? Another person wants me to be an ignorant nigga and then push certain things out. Nah, I don't gotta do nothing like that. Another person, you know what it is? I think at a time, another person is watching somebody else's physics or metaphysics because they've been analyzing individuals and certain things in certain ways, and they're just trying to learn their magic because the empress, they have plans for a certain empress. You know what it is, my nigga? Yo, you probably going after the value calendar. Too bad there's more than one value calendar. But I'm glad y'all can make international phone calls. I can make international phone calls too, you know. It don't matter. The only matter of fact, don't worry about it. Bad kids, man. You know, I was watching this movie with concerning the gods, and their city was destroyed because other individuals was preparing to go to war, and and a city was destroyed, and then you had individuals in the time that was wondering where things were at. I'm wonderful to think that another person was thinking about where certain things, a certain type of way was at, but the, the reason why the city was destroyed with the gods is because I was feeling uncomfortable at the time. Like, let me show you something. The movie came on the other day, right? And then I was feeling back pain. The movie came on. They were looking for certain individuals at a certain time. I'm the one that has all galaxies on me at a certain time. And then on top of it, when I'm moving around a certain type of way, sometimes I might shift the galaxy depending on the acknowledgement if I feel like it, but I don't feel like it because the way I already sent the galaxy. Another person is looking at the Empress like, my wife can't do nothing. If my wife is scheming on another nigga, listen, my nigga, you gotta be one serious virus to want to cause the end of existence because my wife doesn't have certain education when you get to a certain level. Like, she's just gonna sit there. The only education my wife has a certain type of way is just to whoop your ass at a time. She just looks at you. She don't even want to know nothing else. She just look at you. You're not my husband. Get the fuck out. And this is just it. Yeah, I got a planet of wives. It's just a whip ass. They just look. You ever heard of the Amazons a certain X type of way? These chicks were no Amazons. Amazons had their own version of you come here and work and they live you and all type of stuff. My wives from the jump, is like, what you doing here? Why are you here? Get the fuck out of here. That's how they were a certain other place because there's an order for a certain reason. So, a certain person can't react like another person in the reality because then there'll be some next type of situation. So, you don't want that type of beef. My nigga, I think, all I'm trying to make sure if it's not, if this, I'm gonna be real. I know what I was doing here, but if this planet has a generation of individuals that ended pre-prime trends, my dude, you could just forget about it. You, you could, oh my dude, another individual, another time. I feel sorry for him, man, because once an individual puts me in a position like they're trying to cause identity theft or make me lose my account on my life, I feel sorry for whoever it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably don't understand, man. You're, you're my dude. My shit is literally more valuable than gold, and I wouldn't be surprised if I shit gold also, man. So if you're trying to keep me a hostage for a social economic certain type of situation, and then on top of you're my nigga, and then you try to have me have a certain mentality, my humane condition is gonna you're my nigga. You know something? Some of y'all niggas don't even need to take that in time, man. For real. That's how I feel sometimes. Let's look at it. You want to look at some shit? Matter of fact, it has to have some form of cover. And the person looking at my shit like, look at that money right there. Yo, you got animals and people looking at my shit like, wow, what did the nigga eat for the day? Wow. That's on that planet. Wow. Did you see that? Wow. Wanna go over there? The nigga said, the nigga asked if you wanna go, he asked another nigga if you wanna go over there. Like, yo, you just feel like going to check on a nigga for a second, yo. There's something you don't know about me at certain times. Let's go over there, man. Oh, man. Under the toilet? The toilet had an extra dome. Wow, man. Oh, man. I got, last night I was doing a lot of jerking off also last night, man. Another person says, why were you jerking off like that? Because another person wants me to be a sexual deviant, you know? It's just like this chick when I was younger standing in my driveway one day and she was passing with a bunch of young kids. They looked like some little kids that was mad old and shit though. These kids, look like kids that was like, they look like they were in their 20s, looking like they were 10. No, they look like they were in their 30s and 40s, looking like they were like 13, 15 years old, like 13, 12, 10 years old. Like, matter of fact, 13 to 15 years old in age, and they look younger than that. They look like they could have been uh, like 10 to like 14 years old, or 10 to like 15 years old, and they look like they were in their late 40s, but they just looked young. But when I looked at them, they looked like they were mad old. And then the chick turned around and said everything. Yo, this chick turned around and looked and said, "Yo, look at little guy. This guy's like a fucking sexual demon right there." She looked at me at the time. She was like, "This guy's like a sexual demon right there." I looked at her. I said, "Yo, listen. You know, my wife is a real funny chick. You know, you don't. Another person don't want to piss off my wife. You wouldn't even believe when it's happening to you. You should be looking at you like, oh, what? And you're gangster? Just starts making a certain my nigga. Yo, listen. I couldn't be in a realm with a person that was gonna literally cause, my nigga. Yo, imagine a chick that learned the comfortability to become another individual's nightmare a certain type of way at a time. You look at a chick like what? Oh my god. You look at yo my nigga. I jerk my dick so much, right? Look, like right here, I'm rubbing the top part of the skin of my dick for a second. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's straining at a point because there's a point of physical reality of my wife, of her astrological tree, a certain type of way. It's like, let me tell you, I told my wife, if my consciousness dries up, she's gonna die. So, what's keeping my wife alive? What is keeping the astrological empresses and the feminine sex alive in the physical reality? What type of information are men going after? If they're already whoring chicks and fucking up their anatomy because they don't want to honor their secrecy, what type of information would they be going after if a being, a mother that didn't even trust her children to come out her pussy a certain type of way, to acknowledge a certain type of way, don't even want her children to realize the reason of their, there's, I have an empress that doesn't even want the star beings to even realize the reason of the way of their, how can I say this? Not the completion, because they have to be complete to be a star being, but the originality way of their birth at a certain time, because nobody was around. Every time my wife was pregnant, it was just me and my wife. Like, not even the children was around to witness of certain other children's birth a certain type of way. But after a while, certain of my children was able to witness their birth because they knew a certain level of physics. So they were able to witness certain things. But I have a wife that you ain't witnessing when she gives birth to an individual. So, well, if she wants to, she is depending on how she feels now. I really tell you the truth. I don't really give a but either way, I'm the doctor, literally, so it don't even matter to me. But another person trying to give birth to a child without me being there, that's just a person that just wants to know the intricacies of an empress a certain type of way, and just, hopefully he can manipulate it and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know about this, that. Let me do it when next time, so, and then, all type of excuses. I don't need, or, listen, there's no reason for all type of hostage excuses for an individual just trying to get to a person's secrecy. You have a lot of scumbags out there that's thinking a lot of things to do things to certain people a certain type of way. You don't need to do things like that, bro. Another person doesn't have to be a real scumbag to do funny things. I don't really give a fuck. A person telling, my wife, if I found out something a certain type of way, man, I don't want beef with children for stupidity, So, I think you should start showing off a certain type of way because I'm gonna be real. Not every person is gonna have a point of enlightenment. I don't give a fuck how many wives I have, and then you're not having a certain point of acknowledgement when it comes to secrecy. There's a reason. Like this morning's video before I made this video was already explaining to you the reason of acknowledgement. Hold on for a second. I'll call you right back. Matter of fact, a reason of let me just make a phone call to the bank because another person ain't gonna be causing a certain type of situation. So I'm just gonna be real. You don't have to. You don't have to have people watching me secretly, doing funny things secretly, and all types of stuff, and watching me, and then getting boyfriends at a time, and saying, "Oh, the future's this nigga's gonna be this and that." If a person's trying to get to when the world is gonna end, and they just timing something to like when the world, like when all existence is gonna end, that's good for you because there's no existence then. Because after that, there's nothing else. I don't care how educated you are. You thinking that I'm threatening you like there's nothing else besides me. You gotta find that's what you're gonna find out. Like, oh shit, what the fuck did you do? And then you're gonna find out I wasn't on no Amazon shit. Because I had so much pussy at the time I needed to recover a certain type of way. Another person said, why? Because a lot of people wanted me to save their life. And I didn't even feel like saving everybody's life a certain type of way. You fucking time my child of his life. He tried to kill me at a time to time my child. He thought he was gonna do something a certain type of way because people were hearing stories like some future child. From the times of David, they were hearing about Jesus. They're like, yo, there's gonna be a child like Jesus one day. We're gonna do a whole lot of things, man. We're gonna want to be there for that guy. This guy not mine. I want to be there for that guy. The guy said that. I said, oh, look at you heard what that shit? I heard the nigga say. I told my wife, yo, listen, you don't even gotta know. I told my wife at the time, you don't even gotta know what a movie is after that. You heard what the guy said? Fuck a movie. The guy said there's gonna be a guy around one day that's gonna be doing a whole lot of things. You don't gotta worry about a man being around. Or if I'm not around, my wife don't gotta be around. Or my wife was gonna be a hole in the wall and shit. Yo, listen, you ever had niggas that they made so much porn on this shit? Yo, the nigga wife is like a holy pussy, the holy pussy. She said the bathroom stall. The nigga will never know. I don't ever notice. Yo, listen, she's a forever wall now. That's it. Thought your dick was going to another realm another time, and you had a certain type. He's like, you stick your dick in there and you'll be somewhere else. That's it. Your dick ain't never go. Your dick ain't never been going nowhere no more. You go over there, go check right now if you want to. Go run over there and go check. That chick, she's gone. She's done. Trucking niggas and their affairs and shit, right? Oh. Oh. Yo, my nigga, I just want to tell, yo, listen, there's certain niggas, you thinking about me also, man. That's good. You can think about me. I know I'm the main situation all the way. A person says, yeah, nice is all the way, don't worry about that. But other niggas got girls learning things and doing funny things causing divorces, right? Through time, right? Girls taking certain positions in life to fuck a nigga over like a strategic clan move and shit, right? A tactical clan move, right? Alright, right? Oh, this nigga wanted this at this time like this. You know, another nigga's fixing a bunch of chicks' mentality to regard to care for another nigga because he wants secrets to survive. Because if his girl can't be the empress, they shouldn't be no empress. That's what's basically saying. Because if you're saying I can't be the emperor, then his girl, then 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 he's basically saying his girl can't be the empress, and there shouldn't be no empress. Also, right? Uh, he's in love with my wife so much that he doesn't care that he does anything for my wife. He loves you so much, he'll knock your conscience out, babe. Knock him out, right? Knock him out the box. He said, knock him out the box. Knock him out. Knock him out the box. I just sit somewhere like, word, oh, okay. Yo, babes, make sure this record is busting in them places because when I come through, they're gonna be like, why is this nigga music so nice? Another person's wondering, what did I do in a time that made his life so wonderful a certain type of way? Yo, I took my time educating certain individuals. Yo, there's people doing things at a time, they don't even know if I'm around or if I'm not around. They're just on some, they're just moving and doing things, thinking everything's okay. You know, it's alright, babes. You know, your underground hostages, your underground DJs. I told my girl they have a club called the Tunnel. They had a club called the Tunnel and stuff. Like they're already gonna bore a hole through her at a time, a certain type of way. Soon as they figured out who she is, they said. They said as soon as they figured out who she is, they were just gonna go through and just bore a hole in my wife. Like, yo, listen, man, this is what this is showing me to do. It doesn't matter. Another nigga just wanted to come to a certain type of social gathering, so you could tell her it doesn't matter. This is what it is. This is what if you wanted information from me that bad, what was he gonna do another time to somebody else, right? Another chick nigga opening up pussy, hanging out with niggas. Another nigga already was hating. Look, you ever had a nigga at the time hating on another nigga and then also being spiteful because he couldn't go certain places, and he says, yo, man, you know that another person says one time. You ever walk by look at a nigga and about one time, and nigga be like, oh man, I just been waiting just to feel that for a second, a certain type of way, yo man. Yo, I'm just gonna go get that nigga a certain type of way, and then we see what happens and stuff. And the next thing you know, he found out he fucked it up too. He fucked it up even more than quarter. And he go, oh, there you go. They have to see waiting for the nigga that, whoo, yo, my nigga. Yo, man, yo, listen, you scumbag, yo, listen. Your homeboy back there, I don't know what type of crowd of influence he got, man, but anyway. He already been robbing niggas. I think the nigga over here in this place, he he's so wonderful also that he's just robbing niggas at a time a certain type of way, and they over. All he has to realize is one thing a certain type of way at a time, and he just waits till you can get robbed. And you're like, oh, that's it. That's it. And then all type of oh. Another person said, what makes it like that? Well, My wife is very sacred to me for a long time, a certain type of way, you know? So certain people are going to have a certain type of wonderful relationship at a time. But it's going to be very hard for her a certain type of way because if she doesn't adjust the way of her consciousness, you know, she's wondering about me, like what's causing the adjustment and what type of way I look at things. But you can look at me whichever way you want to. Why am I explaining anything? My wife, if she doesn't know, she has to figure it out. So it don't matter, right? So I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm still getting my mom stuff. I just don't give a fuck. So whatever you decide to do a certain type of way, just know this is your last time with me, though. The other person said, "What are you speaking about?" I must accumulated so much money for the future. You know, I'm already have money, but my money in the future also is beyond long. So other people's looking this at YouTube like, wow, wow, you heard what the nigga said? Other people thinking about their survival, and it's just a tactical situations to with my life to how they can get my identity. But once you do that, at any form, in any form, in any physical reality, all the empresses are gone. That's the reason why all the empresses would ever even get murdered. They don't need no cover after that no more, you know? Another nigga said, yo, I told you to make the girls in Africa and leave them butt naked the way other niggas wanted them to be. I didn't tell other niggas to go out there and start fucking with their emotions and stuff. If they got dressed or if they started realizing how to cover a certain type of situation, you don't have to say nothing to my wife because if my wife wasn't the one that did it a certain type of way and another person influenced it a certain type of way, then, you know, hey. You know, I was so real with my wife. I owned the list. I made the point. I said, yo, I'm not even going back to Africa for a long time for a reason. I was like, if I ever went back there, it was for something, a certain type of way. And I'm never going back there after, you know. And if I go back there, I'm going back there another type of way, a certain type of way that I don't have to worry about things like that. Another person wants to go back to Africa and, you know, all types of things. Good for you, you know? Good for you. I don't go influence certain people in certain type of ways, you know? Well, let's see. I was just walking around with shit in my ass. I don't feel like cleaning with the Mr. Clean right now. Other people are noticing forms of value because they're leveling out my human condition because I'm so far. So basically, I know the people from here to New York robbed the social economic system at a point in time in physics because the way I'm living, I'm supposed to have money to have physical certain things in my physical reality in 2018. And on top of it, there's a year of reflection. Uh, I thought you knew, huh? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Figure that one out, huh? I don't think so, but I'm glad somebody set up that mentality for the individual. But we're in the year of the reflection. Either way you look at it, it's just like, wow, how did you do that to a nigga man like me? Too well. My wife said, people didn't even realize that, oh yeah, my conscience is adjusted a certain type of way so they wouldn't want me to realize my history. Certain things would have to be like, oh well, it's going, right? Oh well. But anyway, you know something? This time I'm gonna take my shower without making a video. You figure out your figure. And when I come out the shower, then you tell me what happened. Love one. Well, you know, you'll tell me what happened. Love one.